All right, for more on the jobs report, Ken Simonson joins me here in Washington, D.C. He's the chief economist for the Associated General Contractors of America, and he also served as the president of the National Association of Business Economics. That's a lot of title, but basically, you know a lot about economics. This jobs report, we ratcheted down to 7.2%, but we didn't create as many jobs as people expected. Walk us through how the number wasn't as good as expected, but yet we saw the unemployment rate drop.
Well, you know, there are two surveys that are done each month. One of them is to ask households, specific individuals, were you working last month? If not, were you actively looking for work? And what was your last employment? And that's how we come up not only with the overall unemployment rate, but industry-specific rates. And then the Bureau of Labor Statistics that compiles these figures, they also get what are called administrative records from employers, a count of how many people are being paid as employees. And so you can have an increase in employment, but at the same time, if you have more people looking for work because they think suddenly there are more jobs out there, but they don't get them right away, then the unemployment rate can go up. Or conversely, you could have a drop.
So let me just extrapolate what you said. So because the unemployment rate dropped, that means either less people are looking for work or they found work.
That's right.
But they're both very opposite things.
That's right. And you can't usually rely on just 1 month's figures. And certainly at a time when the economy is in so much flux, the turmoil we had in the first half of this month means that the September number could turn out to be quite different from what we see in October.
I need your help because I had the discussion in the newsroom earlier, and we were trying to figure out, 100,000 jobs to who defines whether that number is a good number. And I tried to explain. I said, well, the economy grows and there's more population that comes into the place, and you need to have a certain amount of growth just to stay even.
That's true.
Explain that for them, with us for them.
Well, it's kind of an expandable number because at any one time you may have more people going back to school or retiring or suddenly deciding, hey, this is when I want to go look for work, or I see my neighbor's got a job, now I can go try to find a job. So there is no magic number that says, okay, this is a good figure. It's really, you have to look at the trends over time, and the 148,000 is roughly in line with what we've been seeing. It's a little weaker, but it's still pretty much in the ballpark.
One sector that did very well was construction. You know this well. What's going on with construction?
Over the last year, construction has added jobs at about twice the rate of the overall economy, but that's just the beginning of a catch-up. Construction had the biggest drop in employment in percentage terms of any industry, and we're just starting to climb out of that hole. Obviously, home building is going wild right now, and apartment construction. Some areas of private non-residential, like hotel, railroad, warehouse construction, but those are small markets. The public construction is dropping.
If 2006, I know this sounds very strange, but if 2005 and 2006 and perhaps the half of 2007, if that was a normal real estate market where you had normal amount of jobs and business being done, where are we now? Are we back to normal? Are we halfway back to normal?
Less than halfway. The home building market is up to the 800,000 or 900,000, well below the 1.5 million that would have been considered normal.
So it literally is less than half then.
Well, from 500 to 900,000, that's less than halfway to 1.5 million. Private non-residential construction, very far below where it was. Certainly schools, stores, offices, and public works like highways and water and sewer also way down and still falling.
In a few short weeks, Thanksgiving will be here. It's the beginning of the big holiday season. Some people may argue it starts even earlier than that, though. Explain us how the employment numbers work when they talk about the seasonal employment around Christmas, because obviously there's a lot of stores that hire a lot of workers.
That's right. And this is one of the things that makes the number a little hard to know, is this a good number or not, because you do have seasonality for different things. Schools were bringing people on in September or late August, construction starting to wind down in the colder areas, retailers starting to build up. But some of those things vary with the weather or with what day a holiday falls on. Thanksgiving is late this year, so retailers may wait a few more days.
Some of the critics say that the jobs that we're creating aren't paying enough. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't generalize about it. I'd say certainly incomes are starting to rise more, both wages and other kinds of incomes. So I think we'll see more buying power this year, but it's a very modest growth.
Ken Simonson. Always good to have you here on the set. Thank you for explaining to the rest of my crew in the office as to what these numbers mean, because we were trying to figure that out as well. We'll see what the numbers say in the next month, which is just a few short weeks away. Thank you very much.